Panthers Nation? Carolina Dad here, your host of the Two Growls, One Roar podcast. I'm back, and I'm back with technical difficulties because guess what, folks? I just recorded my preview of the Panthers and the Minnesota Vikings. So I was trying to do a little bit different. I had my camera, I had my phone set up over here, trying to record video because if we're being honest, and I'm being honest, I know the video that I'm using off of the Mac desktop, the MacBook Pro, is garbage. I am ordering a much nicer camera. It just hasn't gotten here yet, or desktop camera. Anyways, I was like, oh, let me just use my phone because that'll record. And it cut off in the middle of it. So I got like 7 minutes of video. So then I'm like, well, what do I do? Do I re-record? I'm not going to re-record the whole thing. I know how much video is important and to get out these episodes. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just do a quick session and talk you through it. So that's when I landed on. This one's going to be a little bit different because not that I'm not prepared, but this is a different preparation than what I had. So let's go ahead. We've got the Minnesota Vikings coming into town against the Carolina Panthers. Do you have hope? Do you think we even have a shot in this game? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think we have a shot. I don't think we have a shot at all. Yes, I know that this team that's coming into town is also 0-3, just like the good old Carolina Panthers. This is the battle of offers. And actually, every team that is 0-3 this week in play. So we have the other, Final Four going on with Denver and Chicago. Oof, that's just looking rough. But not to get too far ahead. Let's jump back on track here. So the Minnesota Vikings and Kirk Cousins is on pace for almost 6,000 passing yards this year, which would shatter records. I know there's an additional game. I don't care, man. You throw for 6,000 passing yards, that's doing something. Part of the reason he's able to throw so much, number one, he's got Justin Jefferson, amazing receiver. Also, they just don't run the ball that well. I think they're averaging around 60 yards per game rushing wise. When we talk about rushing, it's not like the Carolina Panthers are doing that much either with Miles Sanders. And I think it's more of a scheme than him personally, although I would love to see him get out into space more, whether it's screens, pass plays. He's looked good catching the ball and running. Where he hasn't looked great is taking handoffs and running right up the middle, getting met in the hole by linebackers. That's just not his fit. So it makes you wonder, like, well, why isn't Chuba Hubbard getting those carries? And I can't tell you anything. I'm not in the room. We got LaVisca getting more carries than Chuba Hubbard right now. Biggest storyline of the week, if you are a Panthers fan, is that Bryce Young is going to be back. Bryce Young will be playing. Here's the thing that I said on the podcast, if you do eventually get to listen to it, there's just been a weird 2 weeks for this whole Bryce deal with the ankle injury. So the ankle injury occurred, and this is what I said. I know the injury occurred. I'm not questioning that. I'm not going to buy into the conspiracy that the Panthers are holding him out so that, to protect him. But the way the Panthers have handled answering questions around the injury is just weird. Bryce Young doesn't remember when it happens. The coaching staff doesn't know when it happens. Nobody knows. It's like a big freaking mystery. Dude, I played football. I played football for my whole life. I think I got injured almost every other year. Every situation I got hurt, whether it was a twisted ankle, sprained ankle, broken bone, sprain, any of those things, I knew the play that had happened. I immediately felt that pain come through me. Yes, you got your adrenaline that keeps running. You're not going to come off the field, whatever situation it is, but you will maybe go up to the trainer and say, hey, or coach, I think I heard something. For him not to even know, like, when you have a sprain, and then for it to be significant enough for him to sit out. Yeah. So the people that are kind of like, the Panthers are protecting him. I'm not going to say I drink that Kool-Aid, but it kind of, know what people are saying there. So Bryce is back this week. What do we expect from him? It is another prime opportunity for him to go out and show us something. There's no pressure now. The 2 divisional games are over. Like I said, traveling across Seattle is done. You are 0-3. You're going against another 0-3 team. You're back at home, 1:00. Nobody is watching the game. I mean, half the stadium may be purple Minnesota Vikings fans. Who knows? This is your opportunity. Adam Thielen has looked like a weapon that you can utilize. I mean, he was like number 5 in receiving yards this last week across the receivers that were in the league. So it's your opportunity, man. Show us what you have or what you think you can do to lead this team. On the defensive side of the ball, I don't want to hear about injuries. That's just how I am. Because every coach that you hear talk from our staff that says injuries happen, next man up mentality, that is this league. That's what it is. It happens across the league. I looked at the injury report on the podcast for our team for the Minnesota Vikings. I look at it every week. And there's always 7, 8, 9 guys on that list. And that's how it's going to be for the rest of the year. So I'm not going to sit here and get concerned or worry or try to chalk that up as an excuse for why we can't perform well. I'm just not. I will tell you, when we talk about our performance, freaking rush defense for our team, like, do we not know how to tackle? I didn't get to post the full video of me making edits and watching the film. There was a play, happened several times. It's happened several times over the first 3 weeks of the season where we have a guy wrapped up in the backfield. I mean, like, should be either a loss or no gain, 1 yard, and they bounce it back out or get out of the tackle. It's just like freaking Pop Warner, man. Like, that should not happen in the NFL. Well, that happened on one of the scoring drives for the Seattle Seahawks. And I don't remember the play. The guy cuts inside. We have him there. He bounces it out. It looks like he was going to get tackled 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. When he bounces it out, it's gaining like 22 yards. Poor tackling. You got to be able to tackle. Like, this is the NFL. Coming in, so like I said, expectations are low for me this week. Guess I'm going to watch the game. If you're like, are you checking out of the season? No, man, I'm going to be here all year. I gotta come back and report to y'all how things are going anyway. So, do I think the Panthers are going to win? No. And I'm being honest. I'm not going to pick the Panthers to win a game until they win a game. And that may not be until the Bears. When we have the Bears Super Bowl, and we don't even have draft capital for that. So anyways, yeah, I think Minnesota Vikings, high-powered offense. I can't remember what I just predicted it. 34-21, and it's never close. I don't think it'll ever be close. Maybe we get another bogus bonus time, garbage time, touchdown at the end of the game. It doesn't feel like this team is going to win many games. I'd love to be proven wrong. Like, that's why we do this. But you take this week is the Panthers' one opportunity to win because, before the bye, because then we go to Detroit, who is blowing out Green Bay, and then you travel to Miami. I don't know if there's a way to like call the NFL and ask them to just go ahead and can you say this game is already been decided and we don't have to play? Because I am scared to see what that team is going to do. They are a true Super Bowl contender, at least within the first 3 weeks of the season right now. Scary, scary team. Well, y'all, I'm not going to keep you much longer. I am going to wrap this thing up. So that's all I got for y'all. This is Carolina Dad. Y'all have a good one.